Oh hey guys, and welcome back. So I'm back, I think. I mean, y'all know I haven't posted on YouTube for about 2 months. It's almost 3. So please, if this is like, if I'm acting a little awkward. Yeah, I'm gonna do some plant stuff. Listen, gonna give you updates. Everything that, has been going on. It hasn't been much, but like, it's just been a shift in priority. So yeah, in this video, I'm gonna do some plant chores. I'm gonna be repotting some plants. I'm going to be assessing some plants. I have been doing plant stuff. I just haven't been filming. Still, it's not often. I think the last time I did plant stuff was 2 weeks ago. I've been now considering, and I've already done it with a lot of my Anthuriums specifically. I'm heavily considering, if they're not a juvenile Anthurium, I am going to put them back in Lishu's pond. So I've started already. You know what? After this 1.5 years of growing in tree fern, it has its benefits, but also has its downfalls in my opinion. Like, you see a lot of dense areas. There's no roots growing in those areas because it can't even like stay there and breathe. I think I'm gonna do what NXC Plants does, and I might in the future make my own pond. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this video is gonna be. Let's get started. I don't know how the lighting is, guys. I'm trying my new camera because I bought in the beginning of the year thinking I was gonna film more. That didn't happen. While I am setting up here, let's talk a little bit about my relationship with my plants. I think some people have the impression that like I'm gonna drop this completely. I'm not going to. I personally believe that I'm gonna collect plants until, yeah, that kind of like long-term situation. I think my collection is gonna be more focused. When it comes to plants, it hasn't changed. The plants that I love. Anthuriums are up there, Hoyas are up there, my Burley Marks Flame is up there. I haven't really looked at other genuses and have felt the same obsession. Okay, I do want to start off with one of the loves of my life. Wow, you look so pretty. In love, this is my Anthurium Cunea lens crossed with, what are you crossed with? Look how pretty. I'm starting off with this plant, and you'll see in the next few plants. These are the plants that I've treated for flat mites. I do plan on putting a bunch of videos in the future that I have filmed in the past 2 months where I'm either repotting, spraying, or whatever. I use a mineral oil base. I think you know what, I use the maximum concentration. Obviously, with anything new that you're using on your collection, you should do either a spot treatment or like with a small portion of your collection. So some Anthurium, some Hoyas, I sprayed it with it. And let's just say that I lost, specifically Hoyas, I lost a lot of Hoyas because the mineral oil was almost too like suffocating, and they just seeped into the leaves, the stems, the petioles, and they just rotted, unfortunately. So this is one of them. It had this leaf present. I sprayed it. And another thing that I wasn't, prepared for, and I don't know why I wasn't thinking, but the fungal issues if you don't have enough aeration and if the oil stays too long on the foliage. Yeah, so this was present. I sprayed this leaf. This is actually a brand new leaf. I think it might have been in the cataphil before. Just love how pillowy it looks. And come on, guys. Let's take a look. There is a new leaf right there. I don't know if it's there. There is a flower. I'm gonna chop it off. I have this plant here because I so badly want to put it into pond, but then after assessing, I don't think I have enough right now because I do want to repot other plants in pond. So I think I'm just gonna add another layer of tree fern. Okay, I'm just putting a layer. I'm putting a layer just to cover the rest of the stem so more roots can grow. Because I don't have a humid place, I grow my plants in ambient, and we're going into winter. Humidity's low, so I'm finding that a lot of the roots are drying out, unfortunately. I think there were roots in like the reservoir. Let me just take a look because it is dry. Yep, look at that. I don't know if you can see, but those are healthy. Obviously, I should fill up the reservoir. Again, it's been 2 weeks, so it's not super dry. It's just, I just have this, I don't know if you can see it. I have this bin. I'm mixing my solution. What have I changed in the past couple months? I feel like, okay, so I've only been using Vitamax Pro, which is very, very light. Boom. So 111 nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus. It has other stuff too, like sulfur. I've only been watering with this and fulvic acid. I feel like during this time, like when it gets colder, because the plants they're not quite going dormant, like they do still grow. They don't utilize that much just because it's cooler, especially the plants that are just relying on the south facing window. There's less hours of sun, and then plants they know the seasons. But because it's been 2 months of like not giving like my regular fertilization, I think I'm gonna like do it now. Oh my god, this camera. Whispers in the morning by your side. I'm gonna use my 3-part, also Grow Tech, Precision. So there's Precision Micro, Precision Grow, and Precision Bloom. Every watering after this, I'll probably just do plain water or Vitamax Pro. I do think you need to give a strong fertilization every 2 to 3 months, especially the plants and tree fern, since it doesn't have a lot of things that can hold on to nutrients. So, oh, that's where that is. Oh my gosh, I'm finding things that I've been looking for. Like when I was getting my tree fern, there was like socks that I've been looking for. And then when I was looking at my supply bin over here, I found like my external like charger. What are they called? Portable chargers. And it's because I haven't really been doing much. And so I'm not looking in these places for these things. And where is my measuring cup? Oh, found it. Oh, wait, CalMag. Okay, I'm just gonna pour it in this. Okay. While I mix all these things, let's talk about, the positives with my collection, what I'm super excited for. Those seedlings, the Papillilaminum A+ crossed with Zara Michelle. They look great. I need to transfer them because they're hitting the top of the prop container, and I'll show you that in this video because I just want to show my babies. It's my first Anthurium hybrid. I'm actually excited to, I'm probably gonna get rid of 1 or 2 of these shelves and just consolidate in like a more condensed area. I think I've gotten rid of the plants that I need to get rid of. Yeah, I'm just watering the plant because y'all saw that the reservoir was like not there. Whew, you are so pretty. Dark Phoenix Fort Sherman, everyone. Just one of the prettiest. I recently, 2-3 weeks ago, I transferred this one into pond. It was in tree fern before. Let's see if there's any roots. No roots at the moment, which is fine. But wow, I just love the ears on this. I'm just gonna water it. Maybe I'm gonna look to see if there's any other root growth. I don't see any right now. Like I said, I've gotten rid of a lot of plants. So the ones that you see here, I either just love them so much or I see potential in them and I know they're gonna be beauties. This one is next level in my opinion. Look at this Anthurium Dressleri. Okay, I actually don't know how the roots are doing, but when I sprayed this, because this was one of the plants that got really heavily infested with the flat mites, when I sprayed it, all the leaves kind of like fell off, so I was left with a stump, and this is the first leaf. And can we just talk about how the dress is just an amazing Anthurium? Can we talk about that? I'm really hoping the roots are okay. I do have to transfer this to like, oh no, are you hardened off enough? Look at this. I think I'm gonna transfer it now because I think it's hardened off enough. Can you believe with like certain Dressleris, when they harden off, they're still like dark or red and like, wow. I don't know. Pretty plant. That came out way too easily. I wonder if this is partly because of the mineral oil. Like I said, you need full coverage when it comes to treating flat mites. This mineral oil can treat other pests as well, but you do need full coverage of the plant. Wow, this is, how are you alive? It might just be this one root. This root at the end is super healthy even though it's rotted at the end. The other roots down here, they've rotted. How about you guys? How are you feeling when it comes to your plants and your collection? At least on this side of the world. We're going into winter. I know people in, the countries across from us, Australia, and anywhere around there, they're the ones who are getting like warmer weather and like their plants are starting to bounce back. But I don't know, I find every fall, winter, it's kind of when I reassess what I want to do with my collection, what plants I love. I filmed a video like 2 months ago, and it was talking about Hoyas that I got from Hoya etc. Corey, 2022, 2021, and how they've grown so much since I got them. Unfortunately, I think I got rid of every single one of them. I might have kept cuttings of my silver dollar, my Matildes with splash and silver, those. I don't know how, I still haven't treated them because they're such big plants. Didn't get rid of those. Did I keep any other cuttings? The silver dollar is just so special. And again, it was all part of this downsizing. I'm just putting this in this self-watering planter of Pawn. It was all about downsizing and, you know, although I want to keep every single plant that I grow, I'm more realistic about that these days. I can't keep all my large plants. And with this downsize, I'm just like, okay, Kevin, number one, what was your goal for this plant? Your goal was to grow it big. Did you do that? Yes, you did. So it's time to move on. You have pictures and videos, and like I'm so thankful that I have this channel that I could look back on the journeys of all these plants and like how I grew them. I don't know, it's just, and I did that recently because I got rid of those Hoyas like maybe a month or two ago, and I'm like, oh, I kind of miss them. Specifically my New Guinea Ghost and how big it was. I don't think I can let go of the silver dollar. I think I have 2 to 4 cuttings of that, and then the Matildes with silver and splash. And y'all know that I got Hoyas again sent to me from Corey from Hoya etc. And you know, I kind of took too long to transfer them, so they're in pawn now. I might show it to you guys in this video, but let's see. We'll see. I actually do have like a pile of plants here that I'm going to get rid of. I just haven't gotten the chance to take them out of the planter. You know, I'm trying to save the planters that I have because I don't want to spend more money on, you know. So, long ago, if y'all remember, I propagated my, oh my god, I just stepped on a piece of pawn. Ow, ow. I propagated my Hoya Argentine Princess over here. Is it too bright? Is it too bright? Is that better? I think that's better, okay. Argentine Princess, you can see that the majority of these leaves are silver. So although successful propagations, I'm sad to see it. Ooh, I'm sad to say. Sorry, I saw something on my phone and I got distracted. I'm sad to say, as I laugh, I'm gonna have to say goodbye. I still have my mama. I know people will always say like, oh, wait. You know, a lot of these, they do have like red in the stem, so I should wait. Again, it's just space. I have another plant, so I'm getting rid of this one. My Syngonium chia pens that was supposed to be variegated. You can see it's pushed out mostly green leaves. The other side of the plant did have the variegated portions of the plant, but it got to a point where there were like 2 or 3 consecutive green leaves, and when you would look at the stem, it was either the skinniest amount of variegation through it or nothing. So I did take the cuttings that looked promising that might push out variegated growth. And I mean, this is the life of growing variegated plants, right? If they're unstable, you just have to keep chopping back the plant. Honestly, I do think I'm very patient. I think, honestly, I think I'm like one of the actually no, my boyfriend is so patient, but I'm pretty patient. I mean, I think that's why I got all those. Remember my strawberry shakes? Do y'all remember my strawberry shakes? It was all patience when it comes to that. My Matilde with splash and silver, all patience. I just had to keep cutting and hoping for the best, and I have full planters of that. Anyways, let me grab them. That's the reason why I'm getting rid of this one, because I've already kind of grown the green one. Gosh, there's been so much rot with my water props because, sorry, I was smelling to see if it was raw. These are the cuttings. I also have, they don't look like it, but I have a lot of Hoya clemensiorum cuttings in here. I just cut So it has a little bit of leaf. It was just like too much to kind of like handle. You can see that there are some roots, but I kind of want to look, I want to pull them. Oh my God, it's gonna be messy. Okay. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm so happy to see that. So happy. And you can see, do you see the stem? There's a big streak over there, and it's going into the node that's hidden by this petiole over here. So yay, that one rooted. It doesn't look like the other two. The aerial roots are there, but there's no like new roots. But you can see over here, the variegation. So I only kept 3 cuttings. Confession, these Clementiorum cuttings, they've been in water for like months. And when you keep certain plants in water for too long, they'll grow roots. And like if you change the water, you know, you could prevent a lot of the root death, but I didn't. So all these roots up here were super healthy at one point. There might be one healthy root. Anyways, you can see in the bottom here. I don't know if you can see it in the bottom, but that is new healthy roots. So I'm gonna put it back. This is good. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. I do see new branching on a lot of these Clemmie cuttings. Not this one though. Please survive. And I'm just gonna put my nutrient solution. I'm saying bye to this no ID, unfortunately, that I got from Cartel Down. It kind of just looks like a velvet mask hybrid, or it could be a Forgetii hybrid. Right now, my velvet mask that I have is doing its thing. I treated it. And then there's one other one. It's the butthole one that I'm so obsessed with. So I kind of cut down my velvet mask collection, unfortunately. Anyways, this is a no ID, but I was like, it could be a Forgetii or a velvet mask, and I unfortunately am getting rid of it. Lots of flat mites on this one. I kind of want to look at my Monstera No ID mint. Doesn't look minty again, but it is in fact a mint. The variegation is just like not presenting itself like a mint. I have a couple. I have this one over here. Looking cute. And then there's a new leaf. Look at that. And then the second one, which is the bigger one, is over here. Again, it looks very not minty. But I swear, guys, it is, in fact, a no ID mint. But look at this fenestration. Boom. I think I'm going to repot it into pon because I find that this particular specimen, and I'm going to break all these roots, wow, is the roots are so prone to just rotting. And I don't know. I tried in Leca before it rotted. Tree fern, I've had a lot of rotting issues. It has grown like better, I would say. But I think I'm going to transfer them into pon. So let's start off by just breaking off these roots. Sorry, y'all. Wow, these roots look so good. Yeah, so the collection, my collection, like in this room, I didn't really treat any of them because, well, the ones in this corner, I probably treated like 20 to 30 as like my small sample size test situation. And then like, I don't know, maybe like an 8th to 10th of them died. It was mostly Hoyas. It was because of the concentration. Like, so then after that, September to October, very busy for me. So it was just so busy. I didn't treat them. The thing about flat mites, it's very interesting in the agricultural community, like fruits and everything. They see flat mites as like a secondary pest. I don't know if that's the exact term they use, but they don't, for example, cause the level of damage that, for example, spider mites and thrips do. They cause damage, and in large populations of the flat mite, they can really like harm your plant. That's what I'm going through right now. But the plants still grow. It's so weird because, like, again, I've had large infestations of thrips in the past. I've had large infestations of spider mites in the past. They just stop growing. In my collection, and this is why, like, I missed it for so long, my plants were still growing. And, like, right now, 70%, 70 to 80% of my collection still has flat mites, and they're still popping off new growth. It's very interesting. I know eventually I'm gonna have to get there, but I was trying to get rid of plants first before I, like, treated, and then like what if I in the middle decide to get rid of a plant. Oh yeah, guys, update, if y'all don't follow me on Instagram, I ran a half marathon 2 to 3 weeks ago. You know, I said before that I wasn't going to because I was just injury prone. I wasn't ready. My legs weren't ready. It was Marion who convinced me to do it, and another friend, hi Mark, who convinced me. He also ran it as well. And the thing was, I was still rowing a lot as like my form of cardio. And so my cardiovascular health was like improving, and like I could tell the difference. I was taking the stairs up. Like when I would get here, I would take the stairs like 20 flights. So when I get to work, I would take it like 16 flights up. And so like my heart was doing its thing. My heart was doing its thing. The thing was my legs, because I wasn't running, it's a different kind of experience when it comes to like, you know, the slamming of your foot on the pavement. So after I had that chat, that was like 3 weeks before the half, I was like, okay, let's try running again. Because my injuries were actually like healed at that point. 10K, my first run back was a 10K, rested a day, the next day, 8K, no pain, rest day, and then the next day I did a 10K. I was like, wow, like my heart is just doing its thing, and like my legs were actually pretty good. Y'all, I pushed it. I pushed it. 2 days later, I was like, I ran, and then I got these 2 injuries. And so I had to rest the 2 weeks leading up to the half. I had to rest, and then thankfully, the day before the half, I was like, oh my gosh, I think my legs are feeling good. Saying that, still didn't run in 2 weeks leading up to the half. I might have ran for a stoplight. I ran it. My goal was completion 2 hours and 30 minutes. I ran it in 2 hours and 23 minutes. So I was ecstatic. You should have seen me. I like got to the finish line. I was so tired. I like called my boyfriend right away. I was like, can you please look up the time? Because like at that stage, you just can't think or anything or look up things. You just need water and food and whatever. And he was like, it says 2:23. And I was so happy. It is my slowest time. I've run like 5 of them in my younger years, 10 years ago. I think my next slowest one was 2 hours and 17 minutes. And like all things considered, the injuries, the not training for 2 weeks leading up to, like, no, I didn't do anything. Like, I was maybe rowing, but I was tapering off at that point, but I'm so happy. I want to use pond, but I think I have to use tree fern. I want to put it back in here, but you can see that it's kind of like, can't do it. Plus, there's new roots here that I want to submerge, so I'm gonna have to push it down. And so I think I'm gonna have to do tree fern. Oh yeah, and Marianne, listen, it was her first half. I'm so proud of her, incredibly proud, like, wow. Yeah, that's another reason why, you know, the plant stuff was kind of like on the backseat, not a priority. Like like a month ago, I like started to prioritize the running again and my fitness. And so, you know, I was doing, even though I wasn't like fully running because I was injured and everything, I was doing a lot of mobility. The rowing was still a thing. Like I would row for like an hour to an hour and a half. And yeah, so that's the sitch. That was the update while I was taking all the denseness off these roots. We're gonna do one of these. Because we're going, it's different when it's summer and when it's warmer in here, but because we're going into winter, I'm not worried about it drying out too much during this time. It'd be different if it was summer. Like in summer, I need the self-watering planters. This is gonna be perfect, right? Look, oh my God, it's perfect. Ooh, okay, who's getting excited? I love how in the beginning of this video, I said that I was gonna stop. It's hard because you know what? I still have one more bag of like tree fern and I have to use it. Is this cute? Oh my God, so cute. Okay, I need to remember Myco. Where are you, Synergy? Okay, thoughts? Because I've been using this for like, I don't know, 6 months? I have no idea. Synergy is a type of mycorrhizae. I think there's only one strain in here, which limits, what am I trying to say? It doesn't limit it. It just doesn't have the stuff that like, what's the other one called? Great White. It seems okay. Like, there's still, a bird just flew. And so I'm just, listen, I only opened it a little bit, guys, up here, only a little bit, so it wouldn't spill out. Oh my God, I need to include this picture. Y'all, I need to include this picture. Going back to the half marathon. Kilometer 19, I think was one of the hardest, 19 to 20. You know, everyone's cheering, you think you're super close, but then there's an uphill at the end, which like really like people forget. And I forgot. Well, no, I knew it was there, but it was just like, I forgot how hard it was, especially when you're fatigued. But this is what I, you know, was feeling. This expressiones is what I was feeling. I was like, oh girl, am I gonna make it? Oh my God, look. It's so cute. Okay, moving on to the babies that I promised that I would show y'all. Wow. Okay, everyone, look. They're here. My first hybrid. Not Ace of Spades. I'm forgetting. Code Red, A+ hybrid. Crossed with Zara Michelle. Look at this, yay. So this is the biggest one. I think I'm gonna put the clips in a different like video, but they're kind of poking through the top. Like they're getting kind of tall. I do need to repot them, but I don't have planters right now. Do you know what? I'm gonna have to order them because this is like getting out of hand. I didn't even notice that they were pushing. Do you see how they're like pushing the lid? I didn't even notice it. But this is good because then it's kind of like, okay, they're kind of slowly, even though they're still young, they're slowly getting accustomed to my ambient conditions here. So that's the first one. Ooh, I just stepped on pollen. Same thing with these ones. The first batch, it seemed to me, even though they're still small, that they had less red. These over here are still cute. Again, I'm the type of plant parent where I like do see the potential, and yeah, so that's that. And then this was, okay, so on this side, everyone, are those same hybrids. On this side, however, I was really sad because my Maglux crossed with, is it Dark Crystal Zara Michelle? The inflow just like started, I guess I wasn't feeding it more, maybe the mites got to it and it just causes the plant too much stress. But there's 5 of those ones on this side. And they just started to grow. Look how cute. So that's exciting, like another hybrid. That was my second hybrid. Yeah, I don't know. It's obviously I'm scared because, you know, it's gonna be colder in here. I know I could get a heat mat. We'll see. Okay, maybe I'll show you the, there's not much to show. The Hoya etc. Hoyas. So the last time I showed it, it was, they were in perlite and I covered it with cling wrap. Obviously, perlite doesn't have enough nutrients to support the plant. It has like a tiny, tiny bit of nitrogen, but it's kind of used more, in my opinion, for aeration purposes, but also rooting purposes as well. So I've had so much success with that in the past. Saying that, I forgot about it, unfortunately, and I didn't feed it. I did have a casualty, a fatality, and it was the Curtisi. I'm so sad about that one. I'm so sad about that one. I was so excited for that one. Basically, it was so wet in there, and the petioles and the leaves just rotted. I did keep the stem for a little bit because there was a tiny bit of rootage, but it didn't make it. So we're gonna go through the rest. And we're gonna start off with like the one that's doing the best. Okay, the Hoya polyneura inner variegated. So start out with these 2 leaves. You can see that it did push out 2 up here. And those 2 were present in the perlite, so that's why they're kind of small. But then there's 2 new ones up there. Do you see? They're up there, they're up there. You know, I never doubted the rooting and, you know, the fast growth of the polyneura. Obviously, it's such a fast growing one, at least in my care and my experience. So I was very happy. Okay, this one, literally not a thing, from Graffiti Ghosts. So she's still here. Listen, I don't know what it was, but she kind of took a long time to root. The leaf feels so good. Like, you know when you feel a leaf and you're like, oh, you are hydrated. And so I do see like a tiny root. Oh, there's a few roots. Okay. So you know what? I did cut because it came with an inflow. I'm so sorry. I know like people hate when I cut Wait, did I call it an inflow? Whoa. It did have a peduncle. I did cut it off because I didn't see it like pushing out any new growth from the nodes. I was like, okay, let's take the thing that will suck the most energy out of the plant, and it's the peduncle. So I did cut it off, unfortunately. There's going to be other opportunities. I usually do that because like the energy at that point where it doesn't have roots, it needs to focus mainly on the roots. And so that's why I did it. So that's number 2. Whew, this leaf, I just saw it today because I was kind of looking around and like whatever. Crassia petulata with splash. Oh, by the way, the Crassia petulata, the big one I used to have, I brought it to work. It was doing okay. And then obviously because it was a late, addition to, it wasn't in my office, it's in a different office against a west facing window. I noticed the damage from lots and lots and lots of flat mite. So there was a lot of like purpley, dark, kind of like black dots on the foliage, mainly the newer foliage. And so I was like, okay, at this point, I just gotta let it go. I got so much hate from my coworkers. They're like, Kevin, that plant is crispy. And I was like, I know, like, unfortunately I can't save it. So that one's gone. I'm saying that because I'm very excited. So she came with these 2 leaves over here. Look at this. Look at the amount of splash on this. Are you kidding? Oh my God. Hi. And then you could see the new tendril up here. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, like, look at that. That is incredible. Oh, I forgot to say, I put them all into a pond because, like I said, oh my God, when you see that new root, oh my God, yes. Yes. Yay, I'm so excited. New beginnings, always so exciting. View that, another one that's not doing much. It did push out a new leaf. I don't know if it's that one. This one. I forgot the name also. Where'd I put the tags? Nothing, but it is rooted. I should have thought this through because I forgot that I didn't label these. Maybe in post I'll put it. So we have this one. Is it a lacunosa? Who knows? Oh my God, it looks so horrendous on camera. It looks so bad. I don't know why it doesn't look that great on camera. There's a new leaf for that one. The Chingengensis variegated hasn't done anything. She's still cute. Look at that. She's still super cute over there. Then we have this silver variety where there is 1 new leaf. She's looking cute. And then, oh my God, Acuculares. I'm so excited for this one. So it came with these 2. And then these 2 are new leaves. Look at that. And they still have the variegation. So special. Okay, what else can I show you? Okay, I guess another thing, because I haven't been like actively treating, I feel like you can't see me. Can you see me? Because I haven't been actively treating, I'm still with mainly my Anthuriums, I'm like trying to limit the amount of foliage just to limit the spread. I know logically that's like, it doesn't make sense because you're just like, okay, well, you're not completely getting rid of it. They're going to continue to grow and multiply, obviously. As long as there's plant tissue that is untreated, then they're going to reproduce. It's just a method. If I knew that I wasn't going to treat it, just get rid of the infected foliage. With that, you kind of keep the numbers kind of like at a medium level as opposed to like a lot. I'm saying that because see, I'm trying to look to see. One of my faves. I actually don't see that many. Okay, it might have worked. This is my Hoffmanii with velvet mask. Okay, I mean, look at this beauty. So I cut this down to like, it had no leaves. And so this is the first new leaf since I cut off everything. She looks pretty good, nice and dark. Fuse a sinus up here, and there is like a little bit of red. Yeah, it's nice to see like new foliage that's not heavily damaged by the flat mites. When treating things, just like ask yourself what kind of plant parent you're going to be in the next few weeks or months, because I knew that I wasn't gonna you know, invest the time and effort in treating, I was like, okay, let's at least limit the foliage so it doesn't spread and spread and spread. You're getting rid of that leaf, which is a bunch of eggs and, you know, the different stages of flat mites. Although you didn't treat, like you didn't treat the stem or anything after cutting, you took away that population. And yeah, so one of my faves. I'm so happy that she's like pushed out this beautiful leaf. Another one I did that too, and like, it's like not even close to hardening off. Oh my gosh, I missed you. This was like a stump, not a stump, but like a nothing. Okay, Fairchild Tropical Gardens, Crystallinum crossed with Ralph Linum, Fort Sherman. So not even close to hardening off. But she was a stump. This is the first new leaf. And like, honestly, I don't see like any mites. Wow. Sorry, I'm just focusing. Okay, so maybe this method does help a lot. I was like, guys, this isn't a good method. Obviously, like you don't see I just like how ruffly it is on the edges because the shape is kind of, I don't know if you could see like how gorgeous this shape is. But yeah, I'm so happy to see her again. Another one that was a stump, one of my other favorites, King of Spades crossed with Velvet Mask. First new leaf since cutting off all the foliage, and she's looking a little bumpy, but I mean, I always find that the first new leaf, if you don't have any existing foliage still or left on the plant, it kind of looks hilarious. I just really like the color. The backs of the leaves, even though it's not like that anymore, it's dark red. And yeah, I was looking again and I was like, do you know what? I think this might be working. I think there might still be like a small population somewhere, but this is amazing. Like I haven't looked closely to these plants. I've just kind of seen the foliage emerge out of nowhere and I've just been very happy. Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah, thank you for, you know, coming back and watching this video, and thank you so much for watching to the end. I don't know what the schedule is going to be when it comes to videos. I do want to post that video of those Hoyas and how much they've grown through the years. It would just be nice to like have a tribute to them because I did get rid of like 90% of them and I don't have them anymore. And even I feel like it would be nice to just edit and see how much they've grown. I don't know. So I want to do that one. Those videos take a lot more time to edit, so we'll see. And then I don't know, like I did film chores. I feel like there's gonna be some overlap in what I did, but maybe I'll just put all those videos together. Let me know if you want to see that, even though it's before this. I don't know, it might be similar stuff. And yeah, another reason why I don't know like what the content's gonna be like, I'm going to Europe again. We're gonna do the Christmas markets. Okay, this is the schedule. It's gonna be like in December. Christmas is my favorite, if y'all didn't know. Okay, Zurich, Basel, Strasbourg, Munich, Vienna. And here's the thing, like, those are kind of like the hubs. We're gonna be, you know, during the day taking a train somewhere. Like, for example, when we're in Munich, we're gonna be taking a train to Regensburg. Like, it's just gonna be a wonderful time. There's so many Christmas markets in these cities. And also, I've never been to these places. I mean, I went to Paris earlier this year, but it's gonna be like my first kind of like, okay, let's like go to Europe and like take trains and like go and like enjoy the Christmas vibes. Yeah, it's also like, we're also going, I mean, like, I'm telling myself this, I don't know if, like, my boyfriend, like, whatever, but it's gonna be our 10-year anniversary. And so, yeah, I don't know, it's gonna be such a special trip. I'm saying this because I don't know, like, if I'm gonna be gone for, like, a week to 2 weeks and, like, won't want to edit and, like, whatever, and not wanting to film. I'll be away from the plants anyway, so I don't know. I'm just talking so much. But thank you for coming back. Leave a comment if you want to see more. And I hope everyone's doing well. I will see you in the next one.